Oh, hey there, scholars. It's Dr. Franklin, and I want to talk to you about time management. Time management is extremely important. Sometimes, scholars, you may hear people say that time is not as important as identifying your goals. The argument there is that if you are able to identify your goals, then many say that you will naturally allot your time to those goals. I don't think that's necessarily the case given the unexpected things that can occur in life and the emotional fickleness of people. No matter how you look at it, though, these are important things to discuss because you want to make sure that you actualize or reach your full potential as a person. You want to make sure that you're reaching your full potential as a scholar or a learned person. You want to make sure that you're reaching your full potential as a contributor to your community. And you also want to make sure that you're fully prepared to enter your profession at the end of your academic career. So in this presentation, I'll talk about a maladaptive time management strategy that really isn't efficient. And then I'll give you some things to consider as you put together your own time management strategy at the start of your academic career. So take a moment and look at this photograph. Really take time to process it. Back in 2014, when I started teaching at Norfolk State University, I had the privilege of being mentored by Dr. Darlene Colson. I was wet behind the ears, folks. I mean, practically the whole Chesapeake Bay was behind my earlobe, yet I was chomping at the bit to get to work at NSU as a scholar. In a meeting with her, she pulled out a piece of paper in front of me, wrote the quote unquote word you see there, drew a circle around it, and asked me if this was my time management strategy. Now, puzzled, I sat there and contemplated Webster's dictionary and my life choices up to that point, and then finally, quizzically, I looked at her and I said, I don't know what that is. What strategy is this? By now, I expect you have already figured out the riddle of sorts. Oh, wait, you haven't. I thought you were sharper than that. How would you characterize a circle? It's round, right? And if you had to enunciate the quote unquote word in the center, what would you say? You would say to it, right? So this time management strategy is it will get done when I get around to it. Is that your time management strategy? Now, don't front, don't perpetrate, stop watching Netflix, Hulu, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok for a second and really, really think about this. Do you have a system for managing your time? A system that you use to make sure you are using your time on the things that mean the most to you and on the things that are going to pay off for you in the long term. Think about that. Here are some time management strategies I want you to be considering as you start your academic career. One, allow a learning curve when starting your undergraduate career. That is, time allotted to reading versus writing. So you can't articulate what you don't understand, and there are going to be times in your academic career where you have to spend a pronounced amount of time reading, studying material before you're able to verbalize what you've read and studied and before you're able to write it. So you want to make sure that you're allotting time to one, get a handle on the requirements of the assignment and how much you will have to allot as far as studying using all of those learning styles that Dr. Duncan talked to you about. Okay, and then you want to make sure that you allot time to actually completing the task at hand. So consider that as you move forward. One, you want to identify situations and times that are most conducive to productivity. There are some people that are just naturally prolific in the morning. There are some individuals that are naturally prolific in the afternoon. Some individuals that are naturally prolific after they have a good dinner and they get ready to wind down for the night. So you want to be strategic in how you go about accomplishing your academic task. If you know that you are not a morning person, then by all means, do not allot time in the classroom to be in the morning times. Okay, don't plan to study in the morning if you know you are not a morning person. Okay, this particular strategy kind of goes hand in hand with ensuring that you're not flying by the seat of your pants and just doing things when you get around to it. Being able to utilize the second bullet really requires a great deal of reflexivity or reflection and awareness of one's propensities or their tendencies as it relates to being productive. So think about these things as you're structuring your time and your collegiate career. Work backwards from the due date to figure out when you need to start working on assignments. So you don't want to wait till the last minute to do something because that may not garner you the grade that you are looking for or the performance rating that you are looking for. You want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to revise things, process things, maybe get feedback from others about what you're putting together. All of that stuff will make sure that you're putting forth a quality product that will really speak to the serious nature that you have in regard to your academic studies.